You ready? Um, some of y'all in class have heard me say this a million times, but I always say it concerning birthdays. I said, truthfully, when you really analyze it, like once you really come to a full knowledge of a higher, not well, a fuller knowledge, a fuller level of knowledge of a higher, you never get the full knowledge of a higher. Um, you really know him, so you can make a judgment call on his consistency, right? So I always said that celebrating someone's birthday, or your own birthday, is like a slap in the face to a higher. It's a slap in the face to his creation, right? Have you heard me say that? His creation was made to live forever. So for me, I say every year, I say it all the time. For me to say, well, I'm celebrating, I'm 45 years old, be 45 years old, is showing that I'm content with this present curse. Death is a curse. It's the last curse that would be written from us. I'm celebrating this curse and not looking for the kingdom where days will not number my years. I wouldn't even, I mean, who cares? I'm 1,002. Death is not before me anymore. It's death is put in hell and destroyed with Satan in hell and all that stuff. Right? Okay? So I said that before I knew the scripture, right? I didn't have the apocrypha when I was saying this. Check it out. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 23. For God created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity. Now, that's the sweeter way of saying what I said, right? So, nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do hold of this side do find it.
Wow.
He didn't create us to die and be celebrating we a year older. Right? The day we born don't mean nothing. The day you die means everything. How did you die? Did you die a faithful servant of a higher or a faithful servant to Satan? That's to him, that's all he cared about. Like he said, he should let man live 900 years. But for what? That's 900 years of wickedness. I'd rather you live 2 days and be righteous and then live 1,000 years. He cut it short. That middle?
Be
But higher?
the article.
You didn't live wicked enough to be in hell, but you didn't live righteous enough to be with a high in heaven. And people think it's a middle.
Let me go up some. Let me read something else to you.
When you have,
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. Let me get verse 20. It says, let us condemn him with a shameful death, for by his own saying he shall be respected. Such things they did imagine. So our people did imagine that they can socialize these people. They can do these things. Right? It says, and were deceived, for their own wickedness have blinded them. As for the mysteries of a higher, they knew them not, neither hoped they for the wages of the righteous. The righteous will be rewarded. They didn't hope for what higher promise. There she go with the base. You know? But they didn't our people didn't hope for the reward of the righteous. Right? So it says, nor discern a reward for the blameless souls. So that's what's all come down to with higher. Hey, you serve me not. If you blameless, judgment don't have nothing to do with you. The reward of the righteous got everything to do with you. Right? Let's get back to the lesson. So that makes sense. So, hey, I ain't telling y'all nothing. Happy birthday or said. I'm telling you, I don't. Right? Because to me, that's a custom of the nations. That's what they do. So, look, I'm trying to live, like he said, I'm trying to live as he created me. To be immortal. He didn't create that. That's why man can't find a reason. No, all these surgeons, these doctors they got, can't none of them find a reason why we die. The body keep on doing its thing until higher say stops. It's a curse. Right? So let's get it. Where are we?
34.
I thought we read that. We read there, bro?
Yeah, I think we at the end.
Okay,
We
go
a
ahead.
little bit left in 15. I'm starting from the top.
Sister, that's your question? Do you have any question about the birthdays?
I want her. I asked that.
About the birthday, say happy birthday?
Yeah.
That was you?
That was me.
Oh, okay.
I had asked that, well, long ago, and I had even, while I was on, USC website, we asked a question, I asked that question. And it came back with the verses to reference, but at the end of it, I think the person who was answering the question did say, as long as you're not celebrating the birthday, it's okay to say happy birthday or buy a gift, but don't celebrate it.
That's why I said, he says, and they imagine, see, we fool ourselves in our own imagination. Remember I told you, Israel will lead you astray, Christ will what? Never. So don't listen to Israel. Israel is why you in what you're in right now. Okay, I got some precepts on birthdays. I can go hard on birthdays. Yeah, it's straight. Like I said, look at it. Every day that you breathe, be thankful. Okay? So you just, Sister Sabrina, every day you breathe, you be thankful.
Yeah.
You think it higher every day, that's all you got to do. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? That's happy birthday right there. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to get the thing right. Right. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm going to do. Okay? And go ahead.
We're in chapter 34, verse 15. Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go a whoring after their gods, and do sacrifice unto their gods, and one called thee.
Let's think about it a second, right? Now, Satan know what high created us for, right? It said because of the envy of the devil, death came. We talked about the bewitching, right? The sorcery of the people. I just think that that's Satan. He know he brought death into the world. So now he makes it, he deceives us by saying, ain't it wrong with, like he said to Eve, ain't it wrong with eating this fruit from this tree? You surely will not die in the day that you eat of it. You know what I mean? Ain't it wrong with celebrating your birthday? You should be thankful that you live another year. Don't it sound like the same spirit though?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That dude cunning. That's that bewitching. So I know of the Most High, either you over here or you over there. Like my brother ain't no middle with him. The middle is going to the middle of the earth. What sister?
It's like when that verse 14 was explained it all, when you're talking about what you were referencing, he said jealous. And he's a jealous God. I'm gonna worship me, giving all honor to myself. And we really don't get nothing to a high on that day.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Because it become my day. Everybody that call you, oh, it's my day. I don't care if you don't call me on no other day, but you better call me that day. It becomes just like Christmas.
Great point. Let's bring it out. There you go. Now equate that. That's what's that? That's idolatry.
Yeah.
Because you don't have no control over your day. But while you celebrate your day, you can be out that day. You can be lights out. Let's go.
And thou eat of his sacrifice, and thou take.
There you go. What are they sacrificing for? What are the nations sacrificing for? They just sacrificing this to be sacrificing?
Loving their God.
But why
To
are they sacrificing?
maintain a power. To maintain.
Why?
To maintain a power.
They're trying to get power. Right?
Huh?
They're giving reverence to their God. Right? I'm getting rusty with my Bible, boy. That's what happens when you go to sleep, you lose your body temperature. If you're cold, you should wake it up now. But look, hey, First Corinthians chapter.
All right, man.
First Corinthians chapter 10, verse 20 reads. First Corinthians chapter 10, verse 20. But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils and not God. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils. Ye cannot drink of the cup of a higher and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of devils. Now, like Leviathan says, do we provoke a higher to jealousy? Are we stronger than he? Hey, get it? So if we're doing their festivals when they when they sacrifice, that's a festival. Everybody there giving harmony to their gods, right? Christmas, everybody at the house giving harmony to their God. The highest said the things that they're doing are not of him, of the devil. Not my words, y'all. We done with that?
Yep. Well, no, 17, down to 17. Verse 16. And thou take of their daughters unto thy sons.
That's 16.
Yeah, I think it's 12 through 17.
No, you're 16.
Oh. I got 15, right?
16. You
16.
said 17.
Oh, okay. And thou take of their daughters unto thy sons, and their daughters go a whoring after their gods.
See that? So you married King Solomon is our greatest example of this right here, right? You marry someone who's unbelieving. You marry someone from another nation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether somebody don't believe in God or not, they serving the God. They can say, well, I'm an atheist. No, you're not. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whether Satan don't care if you know his name, you know you're serving him, all you care about is you ain't serving the higher. So therefore, you and your atheism self is serving Satan. Right? So if we marry these people, right, eventually run his mouth. Oh. But but anyway, evenly yoked is not an easy thing. Right? If you're already married, you find the truth, it is what it is. But if you can make a decision not to do that, I advise you not to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy. You know.
Can you say that part one more time? I'm trying to focus and visualize.
You say it again slowly.
I want you to say it again slowly.
Okay. If you're already married, okay, to someone that's unbelieving, and you find the truth, it is what it is. If you know the truth, and you search for someone that's outside of the truth, you're reaping your own fires upon your head. What comes with the territory, you ask for it. Okay? It's what the Bible says. You know. Now, in this life, man, in this captivity of Christ, you have to be a slave of his. Right? And sometimes it comes to a situation where you got to make a decision to save your soul. You get me? So.
I can say for myself, I was engaged to be married. The guy who, when I came to the truth, he didn't want no parts of the truth, didn't want to hear it. Told me, he didn't want to hear that crap. So that crap was left. I left it. I was done, because I knew what the truth was, and I'm just trying to share with you. You want no parts of it. And so.
Since brother like the but no, serious, but no, it gets more complicated, right? None of us have authority to another person what to do in their household. You know, all we can do is advise them what to do for their soul. You know, so if there is a situation going on with any of us, and it affects your household, I advise you to get your things in order to make your decision that you make the best for your family. You know what I'm saying? Because with fornication comes children, right? But Christ said that the mother, father, child more than me is not worthy of me. So, you know, how he provides for his children, he provides ways in and provide ways out to save our souls. You know, so if it came to a situation where we had to make a tough decision, make sure, because the Bible says, "He that don't take care of his, a man that don't take care of his own is worse than an infidel." Right. So, hope y'all get the message.
Got that part.
Take care of his own, his family thing.
Since you want to talk about, since you like bringing your business to the street, let's go ahead and let's I'm explaining. What I'm trying to say, tactically.
It's about somebody else.
Okay, about somebody else. My mother raised me without my father. Right. Quite few of us in here probably can say the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People in the world will say, well, you're leaving your family. You know, I was separated from my wife and still took care of my daughter. I saw my daughter every other day. When she was in college, she lived with me half of the time. You know what I mean? I never abandoned my daughter. Ever. I would never do that. Okay? Now, and she's not my biological child. A lot of people get divorced or separated, whatever, and they leave the children. That's my daughter.
I get what you're saying.
Okay, okay? Because we have to make a decision for our soul sake. Okay, so back to the lesson. Let's get to Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 16 and 19. I'm gonna read this right here. This part, okay, Tyler? Y'all there? I'm trying to put this in like real time, right?
Which version?
16, chapter 7, verse 16, Deuteronomy. Okay? And thou shalt consume all the people which the higher thy God should deliver thee. Right? So we should destroy all the people that are higher, all these Gentiles that we are, see, at this time we're born into our land. Right? The giants, all the Gentiles are there, Africans, they are there in our land. Think it's their land, but it's not. Generation, they've been in our land, they think it's the land of Canaan. Really, it's the land of Shem. Okay? So how is telling us, because we had to fight to get our land back. Destroy everything before you. Right? Thy eyes shall have no pity upon them. Okay, check it out. It's going to come a time when Christ come back. Those of us that was faithful will join his army. And guess what? The same command will be given to those. But this time, who's going to get it first? No. Yeah, you're right. Our enemy, and you're definitely right. Our enemies are higher enemies, right? Highest adversaries are those who don't follow laws and commandments. The highest says, start with my what? My own sanctuary first. So, here we go. This could put it on the floor. We will be asked to probably destroy our cousins, our mothers, our fathers, our brothers, our sisters. our friends. It said their eyes have no mercy on them. This is only foreshadowing of the real deal. So back to the fellowshipping with unevenly yoked people. I said before the class started, not just if you think I'm lying, we can keep reading these scriptures. They say the same thing. Everything happened in this time, like it says, was a warning as an example for us. These things will happen again one more time. He gonna use us as his battle axe, the thing that is chopping. Okay, we will fight to take our kingdom. It won't be handed to us, right? It will not just be the Russians, the Iranians, the Chinese. We're starting with our own people. We're just in Christ, like Christ says, the nation, the person, or kingdom that does not want to serve thee, bring him before me and slay him. So, if your daddy didn't want to serve him, bring him before me and slay him. Do y'all see how serious this is? Why he say, do not be unevenly yoked. Be no part of the world. It's going down. All right? And thou shalt consume all the people which are higher thy God shall deliver thee. Thy eyes shall have no pity upon them. Neither shall thou serve their gods. See, I told you? Gods. Their gods. For that will be a snare unto you. It's like a father telling his son, no, go out in the street. He hit by a car. Keep running the street, you hit by a car. Same thing. You're trying to protect your child. He's telling you, if you do these things, there could be a snare to you, right? 17. If thou shalt say in thy heart, these nations are more than I, how can I dispose of them? 17? 19. Thou shalt not be afraid of them, but shalt well remember what Ahijah thy God did unto Pharaoh and unto all Egypt. So we are supposed to teach our children these stories. Right now, these nations. We're not to fear these people. We're not supposed to fear the government. We have to remember what our God did to the ruler of the world power. Egypt was like America at that time. What he did to all Egypt and their king. Same God. 19. The great temptations which thy eyes saw, and signs, and the wonders, and the mighty hand, and the stretched out arm, whereby Ahijah thy God brought thee out, so shall Ahijah thy God do unto all the people of whom thou art afraid. For no man, Christ says, right? Eyes on our side. So, again, this is the setup of what's coming for us if we don't follow all his laws and commandments and our friends and our families. He'll put them before you, or you'll be put before a faithful servant of Ahijah and be destroyed. So, verse Ezekiel chapter 23. I'm sorry to say you, I mean we.
Ezekiel.
We'll read the whole chapter. Now check out how Ahijah sees this. Now he gonna paint Israel as a woman. Two sisters, right? Two sisters. This is what Israel has done. Y'all there?
23 and what?
Verse 1.
Okay.
Whole chapter. We're going to get it. Go ahead.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 23, verse 1, and it reads, the word of Ahijah came again unto me, saying, Son of man, there were two women, the daughters of one mother, and they committed whoredoms in Egypt. They committed whoredoms in their youth. They there were their breasts pressed, and there they bruised the teats of their virginity. And the names of them were Aholah the elder, and Aholibah her sister, and they were mine, and they bare sons and daughters. Thus were their names. Samaria is
Now,
Aholah,
Samaria was the northern kingdom, right? Okay.
and Jerusalem was Aholibah. And Aholah played the harlot when she was not, when she was mine.
So you get the northern and the southern kingdom. Okay. Go ahead.
And she doted on her lovers, on the Assyrians her neighbors.
Who's her lovers? Who? Who's her lovers?
The other
The
gods.
gods of the nations.
Other gods.
The gods of the nations. Okay. Go ahead.
Verse 6, which were clothed with blue, captains and rulers, all of them desirable young men, horsemen riding upon horses.
Check it out. Do not our people do the same thing today? Try to be like these rich people.
Mm-hmm.
Cleave these rich people.
Yeah,
Listen to these rich people.
yeah.
These white people, these Jew people though. They know everything. We try to be just like them. Like I watched the show with my wife the other day, and I can't remember what it was. It's about the assimilating to the whites. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she was trying to move up in the world, so she was trying to assimilate, like, be white. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But this is basically the same thing that it's saying. They're assimilating to these people. They're trying to, you get it?
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead.
Verse 7, thus she committed whoredoms with them, with all them that were
She committed whoredom. She's doing everything that the nations do. Their beliefs, their school programs, everything that they have adopted their culture.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
With all them that were the chosen men of Assyria, and with all on whom she doted, with all their idols she defiled herself. Neither left she her whoredoms brought from Egypt, for in her youth they lay with her, and they bruised the breast of her virginity.
Now, remember, Ahia warned us. He said, lest they become a snare to you, right? But they became a snare. So now we have gone to whoredom. We whoring with these guys, right? Go ahead.
And poured their whoredom upon her. Verse 9. Wherefore I have delivered her into the hand of her lovers.
Now check it out. This is just one of the proofs that we've done this. I showed you in this book is all these idols and stuff like that, right? Of us doing these things. Go ahead.
Into the hand of the Assyrians, upon whom she doted.
You remember, the Assyrians took the 10 tribes to the America. Well, we escaped. The Assyrians had taken us down in 721 BC, right? So we went into the captivity of the Assyrians, and that's when we escaped and kept the boats and came up here. Your Indian tribes and all that kind of stuff. They came before we came up here. Right? That's the Northern Kingdom. Go ahead.
Verse 10. These discovered her nakedness. They took her sons and her daughters, and slew her with the sword, and she became famous among women, for they had executed judgment upon her. And when her sister Aholibah saw this, she was more corrupt in her inordinate love than she, and in her whoredoms more than her sister, in her whoredoms. She doted upon the Assyrians, her neighbors, captains and rulers, clothed most gorgeously, horsemen riding upon horses, all of them desirable young men. Then I saw that she was defiled, that they took both one away, that they took both one way, and that she increased her whoredom.
Yeah. Now they don't know that they're defiled. This is how I is seeing them. So when the sister saw the sister get it in, she was even more harder. Like right now, these little girls watch their sister doing all that stuff. They follow right behind them, right?
Yo,
Because now her sister went with all these rich men. This look up. She had a rich man, all the wealth of the world. Beyonce. All these little girls trying to be Beyonce since you brought it up, right? So this is what's really going on. But all this stuff, how they slew her, she ain't really slain in the presence of man. To a higher, she's a dead woman walking. You know what I'm saying? But to them, they got it going on. You know what I mean? She's in destroy her spiritually. She a whore. Get it? She a real prostitute. Beyonce don't have no soul. I know the kingdom didn't have no soul. They was gone. The Bible says that there was what's say that it was burning in their lust. Remember that's what's more like the Ephraim is a cake unturned. Not no, that's her burning in their lust. It all ties this here. She was burning in her lust to do these things, to achieve all these things of the nations that she amongst. This is our people, though. This is not this is women. This is the 10 tribes. This is Reuben, Simeon, Asher, Manasseh,
Naphtali, Gad,
Naphtali, Gad,
Ephraim.
Ephraim. Ephraim was the king. It's all this our people. But Ahai is paint a picture for you. Get it? But they was getting it in to them. The high said, "You are slain." Right? Go ahead.
And that she increased her whoredoms. For when she saw men portrayed upon the wall,
Now he go to kings and the priests. Right? Remember, you had Judah, Benjamin, and the valley. The kings, the priests, and the warriors. We were even hiding in the paint. The people who were supposed to be the leaders. The priest did the teaching. The king was the leader, the lawgiver. Benjamin was the protector. Go ahead. The whole family right now. Go ahead.
For when she saw men portrayed upon the wall, the images of the Chaldeans portrayed with vermilion.
Oh, bees now.
Girded with
Stop.
girdles.
Let me get Abraham Lincoln statue, right? All these statues of these people, these famous people, all these pictures of these famous people, it's the same thing that they come up. Now they looking like, matter of fact, Black History Month going on, right? Looking at all these pictures on the wall, all these pictures on TV. So now our kids see all these pictures on TV. Do y'all get it? Can y'all, y'all see what's going on? So now it ain't her. This is children watching the adults, desiring the same filth, right? The football coaches, the basketball coaches, the singing people, the teachers, all that, everything, the schools, everything promoting this filth, right? And our kids is lost, don't know nothing. We're following after the generation before. But go ahead.
Verse 15, girded with girdles upon their loins, exceeding in dyed attire upon their heads.
It says dyed attire, that's like royalty. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, go ahead.
All of them princes to look to, after the manner of Babylonians of Chaldea, the land of their nativity. And as soon as she saw them with her eyes, she doted upon them, and sent messengers unto them in Chaldea. And the Babylonians came to her into the bed of love, and they defiled her with their whoredoms, and she was polluted with them, and her mind was alienated from them. So she discovered her whoredoms, and discovered her nakedness. Then my mind was alienated from her, like as my mind was alienated from her sister.
See that? You forsake me, I forsake you. You forget me, I forget you. Okay, go ahead.
Yet she multiplied her whoredoms, in calling to remembrance the days of her youth, wherein she had played the harlot in the land of Egypt. For she doted upon their paramours, whose flesh is as the flesh of asses, and whose issue is like the issue of horses. Thus thou callest to remembrance the lewdness of thy youth, in bruising thy teats by the Egyptians for the paps of thy youth. Therefore, O Aholibah, thus saith the Most High, behold, I will raise up thy lovers against thee, from whom thy mind is alienated, and I will bring them against thee on every side. The Babylonians and all the Chaldeans, Pekod and Shoa and Koa, and all the Assyrians with them, all of them desirable young men, captains and rulers.
So check out. All that we put faith in, higher will turn it against us. Right? Every nation that we so desire to be like has went against us. America, we so like want to be like them, are against us. Where?
Great lords and renowned, all of them riding upon horses. And they shall come against thee with chariots, wagons, and wheels, and with an assembly of people,
They're military. Okay.
which shall set against thee buckler and shield and helmet round about. And I will set judgment before them, and they shall judge thee according to their judgments. And I will set my jealousy against thee.
Wait, they should judge you according to their justice, right?
Whatever they want to do with you,
Who get the harshest sentences?
we do.
Okay.
Verse 25, and I will set my jealousy against thee, and they shall deal furiously with thee. They shall take away thy nose and thine ears, and thy remnant shall fall by the sword. They shall take thy sons and thy daughters, and thy residue shall be devoured by the fire. They shall also strip thee of thy clothes, and take away thy fair jewels. Thus will I make thy lewdness to increase, to crease from thee,
Cease.
to cease. Thus I will make thy lewdness to cease from thee, and thy whoredom brought from the land of Egypt, so that thou not lift up thine eyes unto them, nor remember Egypt any more. For thus saith Ahiah, behold, I will deliver thee into the hand of them whom thou hatest, into the hand of them from whom thy mind is alienated. And they shall deal with thee hatefully, and shall take away all thy labor, and shall leave thee naked and bare.
Now, can we do anything about this? Can we change this?
Come.
No, we can change individually, but can we change this system?
No.
Oh,
No.
no, not the system.
Nah.
Because who's really letting them do it?
The Most High.
When the high said he's caused them to do it, he's allowing them to do it.
Come.
Right? Read that last part again.
And they shall deal with thee hatefully.
See that? What y'all call it? Racism? Like, why they hate me? Because of my skin. No, they don't.
No.
It's in the Bible. They would deal with you hatefully. This is what you wanted. That's what I said. This is what you wanted. I told you, do not deal with these people. Do not go over here. Do not make a covenant with them or their gods. This is what you so badly wanted. There you go. Again, I say all the time about that prostitution stuff. You want to be a whore? They're going to treat you like a whore. And you're going to beg your pimp to treat you like his wife. Is that possible? Is the pimp treating his whores like his wife?
No.
Makes sense now, right? Okay. But you see how ridiculous it is for us to go marching and stuff, asking the pimp, treat me like your wife. You said you love me.
That's what I said.
Let me go. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And that's what's going on. Right? Go ahead.
And the nakedness of thy whoredom shall be discovered, both thy lewdness and thy whoredoms. Verse 30.
So your weaknesses, you're exposed. You don't trust in your God. You don't even know your God is. We got you so cold. You know your God. You're weak. You're naked. When you're naked, you need what? Right? You see what I'm saying? You in need. You exposed. There's nothing else to hide. There's nothing you can't nothing.
You done showed it to everybody.
You know? But look at our people. We're naked. We're exposed. We used to have a strength. We don't have that strength anymore because we went to whoring. And I kept bringing up the children, I kept bringing up the children. We're the children who have followed the generations before us. Let's at the same thing the generation before us did. Our parents thought they was working hard to give us a better life. Get it? Sorcery. Only better life our parents could have gave us, and we can get our children, is to teach them this law, statutes, commandments. Teach them who a high is, who a shy is. Y'all understand that? That's the only medicine to the pain, to the illness. So our parents is telling us, be like this person. Got a job in the plant. get an application. You know what I'm saying? So this, so that's this is really, I'm trying to put it in today's term. This is the same thing that we're reading. I just put it differently. He's been more prophetic and descriptive than what's really going on. You get it? No. But now you're naked prostitute going to this man, naked prostitute. This thing got raped by about 5 dudes, right? Beat up, everything. Going to a pimp, asking for protection. And these 5 dudes his friends. One thing ain't happened randomly. This is 5 dudes that he told them to do this to you. Now you're going to your pimp naked, scarred up, beat up, hurt, tormented, asking your pimp to treat you like his wife, to protect you like you his, like you his wife. So let's get it.
Verse 30. I will do these things unto thee because
Who will?
the Most High.
Okay.
Higher. I will do these things unto thee because thou hast gone a whoring after the heathen, and because thou art polluted with their idols.
See that? Put your coat. Put your coat, bro. Told you put on his. Okay, bro. Okay. Okay. Let's keep going.
31. Thou hast walked in the way of thy sister, therefore I will I give her cup into thy hand.
See? Table broke or something. We fell down or something. So we have we have followed after the generation before us.
Oh, this thing fell down from the wall.
From the wall?
Yeah, so the flat when you fold it up. I just go to the entrance. This thing is somebody coming up there.
With a trap door, put the latch flipped up and hold up. It's on top instead of flying. Like, she must have bumped a little bit and twisted it.
Oh, we heard it. That's why I was shooting it here. Where you at?
Okay. My sister went down. I was check.
She's strong now. I was strong with you. Right. That's fat. He done more than 10 years. Let's get it.
No, the bait, somebody shake it up. He shaking it up. The man just shaking it. He shaking it up.
Yeah, but he know more about it than you.
Oh, I thought that you were with the ground there.
No, I was in the way, man.
Oh.
No,
Let's get it, brother.
Verse 32. Thus said the Most High, thou shalt drink of thy sister's cup, deep and large. Thou shalt be laughed to scorn and had in derision.
What's that? So you want to follow after the forefathers, I'm going to give you a larger cup. Right? To be laughed to scorn. Our people are reproached now. Go ahead.
It containeth much. Thou shalt be filled with her drunkenness and sorrow, with the cup of astonishment and desolation, with the cup of thy sister Samaria. Thou shalt even drink it and suck it out, and thou shalt break.
Check it out, though, right? They came over here in the ships, right? We went to chattel slavery. Chattel slavery. I explained about that before. Chattel slavery. What chattel mean? Slavery. Chattel. I mean, you're like property. Like you would have been this table to your slave master. You got treated like rolling would have been a sex toy. You've been both. It wasn't just women. The men was getting raped and everything too. Women, they do that. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? So you had no more value to them in their mind than this table. Right? So Samaria went to whoring, Judah went to whoring. Okay, you want to follow? You don't get even more. right? So it's the reason why we're the only people who went through the Atlantic slave trade, right? You just read it. I'm gonna give you a deep, what's that? A large and deep cut.
Deep and
A deep and
deep and
large
large.
cut. So go ahead.
Thou shalt even drink it and suck it out, and thou shalt break the shards thereof, and pluck off thine own breasts, for I have spoken it, said the Most High. Therefore, thus said the Most High, because thou hast forgotten me, and cast me behind thy back, therefore bear thou also thy lewdness and thy
Yeah,
whoredoms.
you forgot me, so you have no protection. Go ahead.
Verse 36. Ahai said moreover unto me, Son of man, wilt thou judge Aholah and Aholibah? Yet declare unto them their abominations, that they have committed adultery, and blood is in their hands. And with their idols have they committed adultery, and have also caused their sons, whom they bear unto me, to pass for them through the fire to devour them.
Moloch,
Uh,
right? So now again, we're putting our children in the fire by
Con.
teaching them all these false things, celebrating all these holidays, teaching them to be like everything but Christ. Okay? Go ahead.
Moreover, this they have done unto me. They have defiled my sanctuary in the same day, and have profaned my Sabbaths.
There you go. Foul the sanctuary, so ain't a place around here these churches holy. They defile the Sabbath. They keep it up on Sunday. Go ahead.
For when they had slain their children to their idols, then they came the same day into my sanctuary to profane it. And lo, thus have they done in the midst of mine house. And furthermore, that ye have sent for men to come from far, unto whom a messenger was sent, and lo, they came. For whom thou didst wash thyself, paintest, paints, paintest thy eyes, and deckest thyself with ornaments, and sattest upon a stately bed, and a table prepared before it, whereupon thou hast set mine incense and mine oil. And a voice of multitude being at ease was with her, and with the men of the common sort were brought Sabaeans from the wilderness, which put bracelets upon their hands, and beautiful crowns upon their heads. Then I said unto her that was old in adulteries, will they now commit whoredoms with her, and she with them? Yet they went in unto her, as they go in unto a woman that playeth the harlot. So went they in unto Aholah and unto Aholibah, the lewd women.
Do y'all notice how every nation take advantage of us?
Mhm.
Every nation take advantage of us. They create their wealth. We are the prey. Every nation that had their turn with us. They just passing us around. You can get some too. You know what I'm saying? They the Asians over in our community, got the Arabs over here, got the white folks, you, you know, we got the Africans, you know. You'll live in cities. Go ahead.
You even got the Pope right now, he put out a decree and said that being an atheist is better than being a good Christian. So now he's just attacking, even us who so in our Christianity thinking we're doing something. Now he attacking the whole entire thing. Just letting you know you're nothing, you never was nothing. Now he can say you better off being an atheist than being a Christian, and yet our people are still not here.
Mhm.
So I just
Mhm. That's Aaron Pike letter.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Verse 45, and the righteous men, they shall judge them after the manner of adulteries, and after the manner of women that shed blood, because they are adulteresses, and blood is in their hands. For thus saith the Most High, I will bring up a company upon them, and will give them to be removed and spoiled. And the company shall stone them with stones, and dispatch them with their swords. They shall slay their sons and their daughters, and burn up their houses with fire. Thus will I cause lewdness to cease out of the land, that all women may be taught not to do after your lewdness. And they shall recompense your lewdness upon you, and ye shall bear the sins of your idols, and ye shall know that I am the Most High Ahia.
Do y'all understand that? So who is to blame for our current state?
We are.
Because we want to be like the nations. We're the horn. Deuteronomy chapter 32. My brother, I appreciate you coming.
Um, this week, I had my car.
It's cool, bro. Okay. Bro, we thank you for the time that you put in. Appreciate you.
Yeah, bro.
Shalom, baby. Verse 1.
It's not right, everybody.
Shalom.
I read this part.
Down the steps, over there, to the right.
The way that the
Go to
thing
right.
be knocked out.
Don't knock it.
Chapter 32,
Verse 1.
1.
Nah.
32.
Seven. Now ready?
Okay.
Here's the highest come out from his own mouth. Give ear, O ye heavens, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. My doctrine shall drop as the rain, my speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass. Because I will publish the name of Ahia. Ascribe ye greatness unto our God. If y'all ever run into anybody talking about the name of God, how it's so sacred that it should not be uttered, read that scripture,
Right, you just said proclaim.
right? I will publish his name. That means proclaim, pronounce, abroad, right? So, and that was Moses, right? So they're not going against Moses. So Moses said that he would proclaim, he would publish the name of Ahia, right? Remember Ahia gave Moses his name?
Mm-hmm.
So Moses said, I'm going to read again. Because I will publish the name of Ahia. It says Lord, but they take it out. As you know, I will publish the name of Ahia. Ascribe, it says, and ye ascribe ye greatness unto our God. So all the greatness that we have read about our Creator and our God, we're to ascribe that and teach that to all generations. I ain't listen to that stuff. He is the rock. Remember? He's our rock. Right? We talked about earlier when we was reading the horror of the northern and the southern kingdoms. How they was naked with no protection, right? They forgot their rock. Moses is saying he's our rock. He's our protection. He's our shield, right? His work is perfect, for all his ways are judgment. A God of truth and without iniquity. Just and right is he. They have corrupted themselves. Their spot is not the spot of his children, right? I'm gonna read this to y'all. In the middle column of my thing, when you precept it says, it could read, it says, he hath corrupted into himself, or that they are not his children. That is their blot, right? What's the blot? Yep. They're blemished. The stain they have, all this defilement they have, is of them. What we just read, none of them people that are living today could say it was the highest fault. Right now, knowing the truth, before we knew the truth, we can try to blame God. But as we know the truth, none of us can say it's the highest fault. He said, because you left me, followed their guys. This is what I told you. This was the contract. We made a real contract. In case you don't know that, my brother, we made a real contract, a covenant. A covenant is a contract agreement. We made a blood in, blood out contract with our God. 4 chapters before we read it right now is that contract. Right? Our forefathers in the wilderness says, everything you say we will do. Amen. Right? We just read the breaking of our contract. In that contract, he said, if you do not hearken to all the words and laws and commandments I command you this day, all these curses will fall upon you. We just read it. Through all generations. The contract has still been fulfilled. Right? So, verse 5. They have corrupted themselves. Their blemish or their spot is not the spot of his children. Now, this time, Moses is his child. Joshua, Caleb is his child. A lot of other children that survive are his children, but a lot of these people aren't his children. They want to be adopted. They want they want another daddy. Right? So they are perverse. They are perverse and crooked generation. Right? That's what we are. Do ye thus requite a height? Can you blame him? Can you accuse him? O foolish people and unwise. Is it not thy father that have brought thee? Have he not made thee and established thee? Remember the days of old. See, here's our education. Right? For us to understand who we are, we must remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will show thee thy elders, and they will tell thee. It's all right here. When the Most High divided the nations from nations their inheritance, he separated the sons of Adam. He set the bounds of the people according to the number. In the Septuagint, it says the number of the angels, right? The sons of God. Israel was established when he did that. 70 angels came down and confused the language. The highest sent them all to their lands, right? For a highest portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. So he kept his portion and sent them out of his house. He found him in a desert land and in the waste howling wilderness. He led him about. He instructed him. He kept him as the apple of his eye. Y'all understand what he's talking about right there? Yeah. Found him in the wilderness. Abraham, right? Isaac, Jacob. He kept them as the apple of his eye. As an eagle storeth up her nest, feathering her young over her young, spreading abroad her wings, taking them, burying them on her wings. He fed them, protected them, guided them. So Ahijah alone did lead him, and there was no strange God with him. He made him ride on the high places of the earth, that he might eat the increase of the fields. So he set us on high, above all people. Right? No nation could touch us at all. That's why they hate us so bad, because they remember history. We was tearing out the frame. Right? And he made them to suck honey out of the rock. and oil out of the flinty rock, butter of kine, and milk of the sheep, the fat of lambs, and rams of the bread of Bashan, and goats with the fat of kidneys of wheat. And thou didst drink the pure blood of the grape. But Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxing fat. Jeshurun is Jerusalem. Thou art grown thick. Thou art covered with fatness. Then he forsook Ahiah, which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. So Ahiah fulfilled all his promises to us. The kingdom was ours. But then we got arrogant and said, I can do this, I can do that. Right? We broke the covenant that we had with our father and went a whoring. Where am I? Here we go. 16. They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods. With abominations provoked they him to anger. They sacrificed unto devils. See, that's not just in the New Testament, it's in the Old one too. When we were reading earlier about these idols and stuff like that, they'll sacrifice to devils, the fallen angels. Not to God, to gods of whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob did not fear these gods. Of the rock that begat thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten God that formed thee. That's what I was saying earlier, brother. What's your name again, brother?
Eddie.
Eddie? Yeah. That's what I was saying, how we don't ascribe things to the Creator. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We forgot him. You wouldn't taught him. You know? Mm-hmm. So now when things happen, so you are a prime example, like I'm a prime example of this book. I was reading about how the sister was whoring, and that's why the children, they weren't taught about a higher. You see? And when the highest saw it, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be. For they are a very, very forward generation, children in whom is no faith. I'm just going to stop right there. Y'all can read the whole chapter on your own. 1 John 2. I was read the whole chapter, but we're going to end it. But this, I was trying to show y'all the results of being unequally yoked. That's what we always been. Mm-hmm. We have forced ourselves to be unevenly yoked with these people. You know, even the ones that look like us, they get the same mentality. You know, chapter 2, verse 15 to 17. 1 John.
Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Let's stop a second, right? Love not the world. Do nations love the world?
Mm-hmm.
Do our people love the world? See, you know what? See, we can't no longer say like the Gentiles. Because our people are Gentiles. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But Cody, why do you say kind?
When you said we love the world?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think we love the world because we love everything that just happened to us at this point. We're not giving, a lot of us are not in the truth to know the difference. So we love it because everything about it, the way I look, I can't explain it, but
stop. See, you can, Tony, and that's why I'm working with you right now. Okay, let's go back to the original conversation that you talked about your family, right? Now, think about that. and apply it to your knowledge of that situation to answer this question. Like, how can you say your family love the world?
Because they don't want to adapt to the truth. They don't want to deal with the truth.
How can they adapt to something that they don't know?
Because they're not trying to know it.
But why would they?
Because they love the world. They love the way their life is right now. They don't want to do change. They don't want to deal with change. Because they've been tricked. They've been tricked to believe that what's going on is the world. In this world, this is what it is. It is what it is, so to speak, for them.
Great answer, Tony. See, that's exactly what we just read. See, we took the bait, right? See, when we was reading Ahaya knew the deeper things that we can see. So it wasn't just the people that he kept tying the people with the gods. So Ahaya said, it's like Christ says, I'm gonna send you as sheep amongst the wolves. Who's the shepherd of the wolves? Satan, right? So Satan is their shepherd. So the Bible says in Genesis chapter 3:15 that it be war between these two seeds. So the higher know that Satan is going to use his people to be a snare to us. Get it? So now we took the bait, we hook, line, sinker, gone. So our people, your family, my family, your family, your family, your family, we don't know no better. We've been taught to get all out of this world that we can get. Be the
Like it's
best
all that
that
matters.
we can be, huh?
Like it's all that matters.
That's all that matters,
You can't take none of it with us, though.
huh?
So you can't take none of it with us.
Exactly.
You see that?
Con.
See all these philosophies that come from the nations? Our people didn't talk like this. Abraham didn't talk like this, like that. See, this is all that came with it, man. That's why I was trying to protect us from this right here. Right? So now, our family have the same mentality as the Gentiles. He says people are no faith. People that have no rock, left their rock. Don't even know the name of their rock. So totally all they know is what they know. We've been oppressed so long, getting a little bit is a great achievement. Right?
Con.
So it ain't that they don't want the truth. We have to learn how to present the truth. And how do we present the truth?
But we present ourselves.
Exactly.
Con.
See, we can talk all day long, but we ain't showing it. It's deeper than it's in vain.
We got blood on our hands.
That's what I'm about to say.
We got blood on our hands.
See that? So we have a responsibility. We started off early talking about this room. We have a responsibility to fill this room up.
Con.
We can't fill the room up by being like these nations, being like these churches. We can't. We cannot do that because we bring disgrace to our Father's name. We have to be representatives of the Most High, right? So therefore, being unevenly yoked is what? It's breaking the law, breaking the commandments. That's finality. That's finality. Because breaking the law is what? The way the sin pays is what? Death. You know what I mean? But just so we have to balance it with our families. But when we go amongst our families, we better be representative of the Most High. Right? And the High has never forced nobody to serve him, so we can't force nobody to serve him. Get it?
Mine always goes to, he gave us free will, choice to do the things we do, decisions we make. I mean, ultimately, he didn't want to have us made to do his will.
Exactly.
He wanted us to choose it.
He gave the angels free will too. And then when he was creating the earth, he created a place for judgment because he gave us free will. Right? Center of earth, he created hell for the judgment. Angels want to rebel because they got free will. They want to follow Satan. It's a place for you. His children want to follow they wicked daddy. You can go right with them. You know. So the Bible says, "Love not the world." Right? Check it out. Let's read this. Then we're gonna. No, let's just go ahead right now. Hold where y'all are. You can go to Job chapter 9. Here's why we cannot love the world or anything that's in the world. Job 24, 9:24.
No. Is that 9:24? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
See that? Earth, this whole system is getting over to Satan and all his children. Satan has been given this earth, and like any father, he has given all his belongings to his children. Right? So how he's warning us again in these last days, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. See? If you love the world and its system, everything that Satan has created in the system, you love Satan. Right? Keep going.
Verse 16. For all that is in the world.
If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. I'm sorry. I said, hold where y'all was at. We'll come right back. I know, I'm sorry. Start with 15.
Verse 15. And it reads, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world.
But it's of Satan. All these desires, Satan has put right in your face. He advertised sex, money, drugs, infidelity, betrayal, hatred, strife, drunkenness.
Envy.
Who?
Envy.
Envy, prostitution, what?
Deception.
Right? This whole system, psychology, sorcery, right? To its highest. So if you love this world, the love of the Father ain't in you, right? John, chapter 15, St. John. This goes to Christ's disciples, anyone that is inspired to be a disciple of Christ. What's up, man? You ready to get out of here? Verse 18, 19. Two more scriptures.
The book of John, chapter 15, verse 18. And it reads, if the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you.
So see that? So if you're a follower of Yeshua, right? Your friends are going to leave you. The world will hate you. They pass laws right now against these people. right? But it be a separation between you and your people. That's what Christ actually came for. One of the reasons he came for, to set a variance between us, right? So different between us. Go ahead.
Verse 19. If ye were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you.
Many are chosen. No, many are called, few are chosen. Right? So Christ said, because I have chosen you, right? So we have to pay attention to our calling. Like I was saying earlier, pay attention, because you're not just at this table for nothing. See, if this was of the world, it'd be packed right now. You know what I'm saying? Trying to tell you. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Get it in, jam it. Oh, I'm glad I mentioned that. Let's read this last precept. Then I'm gonna say what I just said. How about say? 1836.
It's the book of John still, yeah. 1836.
Right. See, this is Satan's kingdom right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is Satan's kingdom, and
Oh, 18 to 36.
No, chapter 18, verse 36. Yep.
check it out. When Christ on earth, this is the same time he was on earth, but Satan promised Christ his kingdom, verifying that it's his kingdom. So the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. This is Satan's kingdom right now, right? But Christ's kingdom is different than Satan's kingdom, right? Christ says what in 36?
Yeshaya answered, my kingdom is not of this world.
So it's a difference, right?
If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews? But now is my kingdom not from hence.
Christ's kingdom ain't from man. And he even mentioned, if my king, this is my kingdom, my servants will be getting busy right now. So when Christ comes back, his servants gonna be getting busy. See what I'm saying? We're gonna fight for our kingdom. But this is Satan's system and everything in it. You know? So that's why we have to not be unevenly yoked. We have to be evenly yoked with Christ. And seek his kingdom. We have to have a renewing of our mind. The renewing of your mind will separate you from your people naturally. You know. So let us please be mindful that evenly yoked with the world means evenly yoked with Satan. Evenly yoked with Satan, y'all be buddies for a long time. Oh, what I was getting ready to say the other day. The other day I was on my phone, and some said, "Check this out. It's this pastor, right? It's pastor." And it was pastor up in church, right? And they getting it in. And I was thinking to myself, like,